Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Patriot Nation TV. I'm your host, Tim Davis, your New Age Patriot with a 1776 attitude. Just one man, one opinion. Today is Sunday, May 16th, 2021. And I'm going to discuss a couple little things. But before I get into it, if you're new to the show, I ask please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and at the end of this video I'll leave up in my top left hand corner a video of what I did actually today, which was Joe the Tyrant Biden's America this week. So tonight I'm going to discuss a few things. What I'm going to ask is this: does modern society undervalue virtue? Is there still a role for virtues such as justice, fortitude, temperance, or prudence? I don't know, you tell me. Leave a comment. Maybe we'll dive further into this into another show. But I'm going to keep it quick, simple. I'll give the definitions, what I believe of what justice, fortitude, temperance, and prudence is. One man, one opinion. And I'll just give my definition of what I believe, what those virtues are. So with that being said, let's move forward into I want to get into talk about a little Greek philosophy, a little Roman philosophy, such like that. And so from my studies over the years, there's 3 Stoic lessons that can help heal our toxic political culture. And what is toxic political culture in America? Emotional, tribal, and irrational. These are just 3 adjectives which could be applied to the political discourse of the 21st century, both in the United States and Europe. Discussions have reverted from constructive criticism and mutual understanding to name-calling. And I'm guilty of it myself. Deplatforming and retreats into echo chambers. None of this is particularly useful for a pluralistic society. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be this way. Back in the days of ancient Rome and Greece, the founding fathers of the Stoic school of philosophy taught the importance of clear-mindedness and rationalism in a development both of the self and of society. So basically here are 3 of these lessons which now, more than ever, need to be relearned. 1. The nearer man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. One of the great Stoic thinkers, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, argued that emotional reactions to oppositions were signs of weakness. To become enraged is to become a slave to emotions. Surrendering your logic as you do so. In this way, once one has allowed himself to become angry at his opponent, he has lost a battle. Instead, once you take the time to face the problems and the antagonism logically, with a clear mind. For instance, anger at the ideas of political opponent does little to highlight the flaws in their argument, and even less to demonstrate the superiority of your own. Remaining calm and controlled in the face of opposition allows one the strength needed to change the situation. Whether this thought changing the mind of the opponent or through gaining a deeper understanding of the issue yourself. Members of groups who seek to silence opposition through violence or intimidation, such as Antifa, BLM, KKK, and so on, should learn this lesson. An emotional overreaction to your opponent shows that you have already lost. I'm guilty of it myself. 2. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce it right, but his name was Epictetus. Epictetus, who's a Greek philosopher, was another Stoic philosopher from ancient Greece. Yeah, Epictetus. Tedious. Can't pronounce it. It is what it is. Anyway, he discussed the importance of learning as much as possible before putting your own ideas forward. Listening to more arguments than one puts forward allows for a better understanding of a wider debate. This lesson is particularly important now in the age of safe spaces and echo chambers. While we may listen to the ideas of others, may limit their intake of knowledge to the ideas with which they already agree, within this paradigm, what one says and what one hears often become one and the same. Thus, many are not truly listening to Epictetus would have imagined. Learning to listen to as many other ideas as possible before forming your own allows us to break free of online echo chambers and to embrace well-balanced thinking over tribalism. As Epictetus himself said, it is impossible for a man to learn. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. And 3, if you judge, investigate. Unfortunately, in today's society, we don't investigate, we don't research, or we call it research, we don't do that. So in today's world of fake news, alternative facts, fact checkers, clickbait headlines, it can be easy to form a strong opinion of someone or something before a full understanding has been gained. Seneca, the younger, teaches that all judgments and opinions we make must fully understood before we can begin to feel secure in them. It is enough to generate our stances on current affairs from 1 or 2 news sources shared on social media. We must take it upon ourselves to investigate further and to determine the facts before we express our judgments. In other words, Don't just share the first headline you see. Do some research. Just do some research. So this brings me back to my original opening of, does modern society undervalue virtue? Is there still a role for virtue such as justice, fortitude, temperance, and prudence? As I was saying earlier, I'll give what I believe these are. So I'll start off with justice. What is justice? One man, one opinion. Studying history. Studying economics and the law of nature. Justice. Justice is a concept of moral justice based on ethics, rationality, law, natural law, religion, and equity. That, to me, that's what justice is. Fortitude. Fortitude is a mental and the emotional strength in facing difficulty, adversity, danger, or temptation courageously. Temperance is defined as a moderation in action, thought, or feeling restraint. Prudence. What is prudence? Prudence is the ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason. So that's what I'm going to say about, does modern society undervalue virtue? Are we seeing these things today? I don't know, one man, one opinion. You tell me, leave a comment. Excuse me. So it's going to leave me with a couple more things. Three more things. Where does this leave us? Our founding fathers were smart enough and brave enough to understand history. From John Locke, studying John Locke, Greeks, Romans. You got to ask yourself, liberty. What is liberty? Liberty is when human beings are able to govern themselves. They have liberty. For instance, one, freedom from arbitrary and despotic government or central control. Freedom from external or foreign rule. Independence. 3, freedom can control interference, obligation, restrictions, hampering conditions, etc., and so on and so on. Power or right of doing, thinking, speaking for themselves, openly, etc., according to choice. Then it brings me to principle. What is principle? Principle is a rule of governing one's personal behavior. It is a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for the system of belief or behavior, or for a chain of reasoning. And that brings me to my last one, is vigilance. What is vigilance? The ability to maintain attention and alertness over prolonged periods of time is alertness. So that's my little message. I want to talk about what's going on in society. It's a little off topic what I normally do. So, it's going to lead up to other things I want to go. I got to go forward. So like I said, I'm going to tune out. If you're new to the show, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. At the end of this video, to my top left-hand corner, I will post and share a link to the video I did this morning in This Week in Joe the Tyrant Binds America. And so I'm going to sign out. So as I always do, I'm going to say God bless.